a cheer like that, they would be doing better.
They would.
Just take it easy. I'm just telling the truth. Bullock, who do you favor? This is game 2.
Sorry. I want Vega to win, but Peel on 2 strong lanes.
Strong lanes for the final tribe again, Slacks.
Who picks Visage anymore, bruh? What a boom hero.
Final
Put him on
tribe.
Vega.
If I don't see a Drow, I don't see a Visage. I believe in Nimby. Let's go, Zeus. Vega, win me 1 game, baby. 1 game and then you can go home.
Final tribe for me.
Okay.
We're going to find out, though. What's going to happen is, indeed, Vega going to be the second team to get eliminated without any victories here at the course of DreamLeague Season 10. Let's find out with ODPixel and Fog.
Please win.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the casting desk. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Fog, and we're getting ready for Vega Squadron to go up once more against TFT to see if they can do it this time. We've just seen the 2 drafts, the panel, they were liking sort of the TFT lineup, but once more, I feel like it should be closer than game 1.
Should be closer.
It should be closer. But would you say still overall you do prefer TFT's draft once again, or what do you reckon looking at this?
Let's see how the...
They've got a Terrorblade on Vega. That's got to be good.
Yeah, they have the TB, but there's burst. I just like the like how they're doing with their supports on the side of TFT a lot. You see like Hanskin's playing like these Ursas, these Tinies.
Yeah.
Yesterday he played the Axe. I'm loving that. And they're running the core Axe again on Vega into a Necrophos. However, it's Jonas who's playing the Necrophos, so he might be positioned in that off lane.
And what about this sort of 5th pick Visage coming in? Is this like a real sort of hard hitter from TFT? Like, is this a damn, they got a Visage, or is the Visage not too scary for DTS?
I love
DTS for Vegas, and then this time.
I was like, what? I love Visage when you're playing versus Zeus.
Yeah.
Because the problem with Visage is your lane, you're weak. Your lane is just very weak, but Zeus can't actually like bully you out, so you're able to do just fine in that matchup. You get a lot of farm, you get level 6 on Visage, and then you're a monster. You take over that lane completely. Zeus has to just kind of either move or get assistance to protect the tower and protect from dives. So I guess Keizu, he's spotted. They know it's a core Axe. So he's gonna just, I think this Axe is just trying to cut creep waves. He went for the double stout build too, and I think that's what we've seen whenever teams are playing versus the Necrophos. They're like, alright, just don't lane versus him. And that does mean that it is also a support Pugna. So
It does, we do not see.
Pugna as the 2 supports. The playmaking is definitely at a low again on the side.
Yeah, 2 supports with no stuns.
They don't really have any stuns again on their team. They only really have the Axe call.
It is
like, just like last game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, oh, okay.
This time though, TFT, they don't have their overwhelming disables like they did the first game. Like they only really have like the Visage Birds when he gets online, Reaper Sight, Tiny of course, and the Curse. They have those once they get levels, which is great.
And you as well, look, TFT making sure they get the matchups that they want.
They're waiting to get some information.
We saw them do this sort of yesterday. Do you like this sort of, it is the best thing to do, rather than just go to a lane and have to make the long walk or use TP, just sit mid and then see lanes. You do sort of sacrifice some time for both lanes, but is the longer sort of payoff better if you do just sit mid and wait for the confirmation of what you're saying?
I guess I'd assume it's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to waste your TP, because then you get stuck in this scenario where you TP and then they TP and they dodge. Like, lanes are just so important right now, you have to solidify them right at the start. And they're actually putting the, they're actually choosing to put the PL versus the Axe. They saw the Axe down here and they're like, okay, we're doing this. So they want the PL versus the Axe, they want the Necro versus TB. So Kezu actually going to get away with this one, get a lot of farm on this Axe this game.
Yeah, so it's more focused on messing with the enemy carry than, well, I say that, Jonas fan.
They're dying, uh-oh. One more touch.
Alright. First blood for Madara.
I think you switch the lane. I think you want Necrophos top. And yeah, they're TPing.
Wait,
I mean, I think you want. I think you want. Send him back top. I think you send Necrophos bottom. Dazzle is incredibly good versus both Necrophos and Tiny. He is like the king of bullying heroes.
Does the PL do any? But can the PL farm up here?
I guess not. But is he gonna? He's not gonna farm that great versus an Axe bottom either. So I mean, Vegas, they're actually coming up.
But down bottom, if the Axe skips the wave, the PL can CS under the tower, right? Or
yes. But Necrophos does it freely with infinite sustain. And
again?
Oh my goodness.
Nice. Madara going ham with the TB.
Axe getting full free farm. Terrorblade getting good farm too. But this is the lane setup TFT. They dictated they wanted, right? Like they willingly chose that this is how they wanted to set up. So I guess they want to prioritize getting the PL more farm. But Necrophos only has one last hit right now. And Axe is going to have absolute free farm right now. And PL, the thing is, like, you're not a Necrophos who infinitely sustains under your tower. You have to spend regen in order to actually build the last hit constantly there. So Vega definitely coming up huge here in this laning phase.
What about the mid lane?
Mid lane, Zeus is still last hitting fine, but you're supposed to, when you have, there's a Visage on the opposing side, you want to crush him, right? Zeus, you can't actually do that. So Visage will be relatively even with that Zeus, and then once the level 6 comes, like we said, that's where the Visage really dominates. Okay, interesting. So Vega getting two successful side lanes this time around.
I mean, what do you just sort of do in this lane? Once the Visage does hit 6, does Dendy just have to have someone sort of sat behind him? Do you start to look to get active on the map early as the Zeus?
You just keep your distance. You can sit back at least and like push with arc lightnings. You can TP the ganks. Just try to get room control with your supports, and you can at least defend the Zeus. As for killing the Visage, it's very difficult with Zeus because that Gravekeeper's cloak is so strong, and they don't really have the heroes to rotate, as we mentioned on Vega.
No, that is true.
I think
with the 2 supports, they can't really make active plays.
Yeah, for me it should be Dendy making the moves once that Visage hits 6, but you don't want to just instantly leave the lane because you'll lose your tower, and you don't want to lose your tower. So sit mid, and then your TP gank with the Zeus.
You'll see top. Again with the Metamorphosis, trying to punch the 2 of them. They come around with the toss back onto Pexu. So if they have the damage to kill him, they do. They'll get Pexu.
Range creep gets the last hit. No extra regen for the Necrophos. Kazu, 35 last hits. Every single time, just pulling the creep wave into the small camp. They've blocked their our TFT tried to block the medium camp, as was pointed out earlier, but he's not even going there. He's just farming small camp and cutting the wave constantly.
I mean, this really does seem just such a strong way to play the Axe.
Yeah.
Which we didn't see him do last game, right? Last game, there was sort of the expectation that he'll do well in the lane against double melee, but he kind of didn't.
No, he did not.
So maybe should have just accepted that, they were going to be able to outplay him, and he could have just gone for this in game 1. So
such an early Vanguard this game. That's definitely going to cause problems for the TFT side, as their damage is not really the greatest. Dendy's doing great in that mid. He's having more denies than I thought he'd get in particular, but that's Dendy, right? Dendy always does prioritize those denies. But 22 last, it's only 15 on Visage, so getting out last hit as well on Chessie. I've been seeing him miss quite a lot under the tower, but it's all about that level 6 on Visage.
Yeah, soon to come.
Already 2k lead for Vega. Those side lanes, they're really owning.
You see Hans can't grab that top bounty rune. It is going to have to TP back to base, and they didn't pick up the other one yet. So Vega, they'll be able to secure at least a second. There is still that third one sitting there down bottom, so they may just be able to get all 3. It's bottom Frost. As soon as the Doppelganger is used, Kezu lays down a Battle Hunger. And yeah, 200 gold, and he will have that Vanguard, sort of the 6-minute mark.
That's terrifying. They have a Zeus ult. Zeus ult. Oh, maybe if they hadn't used it in between that Ghost Shroud there, but tough to do with the body block.
Yeah, I think the Zeus ult with Ghost Shroud, that should have done it, shouldn't it?
They still have Zeus ult. They're not going to use it. All right, I think you can.
Oh, I mean, they got the kill.
They got it anyway.
They got the kill anyway without the ult. Could have been nice for Dendy.
Yep.
And that extra bit of gold though, if you wanted to go for the kill secure.
He's doing great, man.
At that level 6, it's there. It's got to be there for pretty soon. Yeah, for Jesse. Yeah, one more, 2 more creeps, and it will be online. This top murderer. Moving in, Metamorphosis back up. Reflection and the punches onto Hanskin. Hanskin trying to get back, and will just no. He won't survive. Poison touch is enough. Another kill for this top lane, Vega Squadron.
0 armor hero versus Dazzle. Not fun to lane against. And the Necrophos also not getting good last hits up top either. Terrorblade having a beautiful time. I'm very puzzled as to why they did these lanes. They willingly chose these lanes too on TFT. They saw the Axe bottom. They could have walked down because they sat in the mid lane waiting. But they just, this is just how they wanted to do it. Vega very happy.
Now, Frost is still farming well though. Down bottom, 35 CS. Obviously Kezu here is He's got the ISCS as he's been making so much happen from the rotations.
Guess he thought that was a real one. It's one of the Doppel illusions. MNT. The Dendi will just stay mid. Just keep spamming to defend his tower. He's even blocking his creep wave. Static lanes.
Yeah, down here, I mean, Kezu is with the Vanguard is pretty unkillable, right? Like, these two cannot kill the Axe.
And he can put a lot of pressure onto the PL, as we see. No threat whatsoever. He can just hold his ground. Where's the rotation gonna come? Do we see a rotation from Tiny soon toward that mid lane? Hanskin is persistently staying top to try to secure Jonas some farm, but Jonas is still only having 22 last hits.
Yeah,
I do think this Tiny, though, can collapse at any moment. I've seen this, like, the Tiny plus Visage versus Zeus. I remember it was like, I can't remember which tournament it was. Like, Zai was playing a Tiny. He killed the Zeus 3 times in mid lane as soon as Visage hit 6, and the game felt nearly impossible to play. So I do want to see Hanskin make that rotation toward mid.
Standing won't get fortunate with the rune spawn. It's going to be the bottom where that Invis rune lies. So it'll take him a little longer.
He filled his bottle, though. MNT ported mid. Just making sure that Zeus has infinite mana to be able to protect his tower. It's a good approach versus that Visage, rather than even wanting to make any moves. Just infinite mana. So he can't actually push. Dominator will be finished now on Chessie, which will give him a much stronger presence in the lane, too. But passive lanes, just staying, static lanes that is, staying. Nobody really making the moves around, which Vega definitely coming out very far ahead. And with Dazzle, the king of lanes, up top, and an Axe, king versus melee, down bottom. Next to level 5, Madara 6, Hanskin only level 4, and here they go again. Can they close with the Terror Blade?
I don't know if they can this time.
Can't.
It doesn't look like it. So, same time down bottom though. Last on Terror, he's got the Battle Hunger, there's the Thunder God's Wrath. Dendi comes around with the rotation.
And now they've shifted. Now they move the PL up top. So, I mean, mid tower's going to get pressured a lot because Zeus mid the rotation bottom, but he walked bottom. He didn't TP bottom. So now he has TP to protect mid.
I mean, still got a little bit of time left on the meta, so they have to be careful with the PL.
Kezu actually double emphasizing that he wants to defend this. Keeping in too. And Hanskin does start to make that move mid. So he did want to try to pressure Zeus, but now Kezu's here.
Hanskin does have Avalanche and Toss, so shouldn't be fine. Keeps himself far enough away from the Axe. But I think a lot of weight on Chessie to make the plays happen.
Yeah.
As he was the one that had sort of the relatively good lane. Frost is still in a good place in farm, but it's just the fact that Kezu, he is going to have a very quick Blink Dagger and Vanguard timing.
And it is a PL who's versus a Zeus, a Pugna, and that Axe, like you said. So many different ways to really clear out those illusions early on until he gets that big farm. They will threaten a tower of their own. Visage jungling just for the time being as the Axe shows up mid, and it's a 5k gold lead. Vega laning phase. They got the dream lanes. TFT, they willingly played into them.
They did. Yeah, they even after waiting in the mid and looking to see what the matchups were.
Yep.
They obviously felt that it was better this way, but as you say, sort of from an outsider perspective, it does sort of make you question that decision.
Yeah, I mean, Necrophos versus Core Axe, we've seen that, I want to say, like, so many times recently that teams just, your Axe just has to cut waves. I mean, that's what he was kind of doing anyway, but he wasn't even lane versus Necrophos, so he was having a great time.
Oh, so there's the blink on Kezu. So it's this timing, 10 minutes in, blink Vanguard, let's see what he can do. Because he is the man with the lead and power at the moment.
Jeez. And he can set up kills on anyone right now at this point. Because they have the ways to blow up the Necrophos too. It's like Axe, his damage isn't really, I mean, his damage is decent versus Necrophos, it's not amazing. But then they have Zeus and Pugna, who are fantastic versus Necrophos. So they can set up kills easily all over the place on the map. On anyone. Any of those 3 cores, an Axe call with a follow-up, they're dead.
Now we'll take the top tier 1 tower, TFT.
Grouping up around the two stronger heroes right now that they have. Because PL, he's farming well, but he's not that, you know, this isn't his time to shine just yet. It's about the Visage, it's about the Necrophos. He's mid.
The catch arrow. Vega Squadron. John's down on Madara. TP up to the top from Kezu. Could look for another jump. He's got the blink back up in a second. Hansken is there behind both Chessie and Jonas and Fan. So there's more coming in through the jungle. Bottom lane Frost will manage to get the solo kill onto MNT. Nearly dies the blast. Mid lane Madara finishes off the tower with the Metamorphosis. Up top they get Dandy. Actually able to kill off the Zeus. Maybe more. They're playing around with Kezu here. Kezu is incredibly strong at the moment, but he still dies. That's 2 huge kills for TFT Divine. They were 5k behind. They just got the axe and the Zeus handed to them on a plate.
And they can continue pressuring top too. Did Zeus TP to the shrine and get spotted?
He must have, it looked like.
It looked like it must have, because they got surrounded and collapsed on it. Now they get a tier 2 out of it too. That just completely crushes all the momentum that Vega had, which was going so favorably for them.
One more mistake like that from Vega and TFT, they're going to be back even and maybe even on top. PL getting that kill down there is going to speed up his timing on the diffusal blade.
Yeah, and I mean, they claim a tier 2 already. It's 12 minutes, 12 and a half minutes. Now they can make their way to the next lane with Chessie, who's that beast.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Instantly just starts poking that tower.
Just free gold sort of sitting on the map, waiting for TFT to take it.
Dire's middle tower has
That's a 4k gold swing in the last, pretty much in the last minute or so for TFT.
Damn. I can see it there on the graph.
And the experience too. Completely shifts. They just got so much on the map. Like Jonas is now pretty buff. Almost has the Yules finished up. He had almost nothing before that play top happened. Vega now looking to make a play. Their smoke gets broken. Hansken in the perfect position.
Oh, they'll see him with the Thunder God's Wrath. Now easy to get the vision of his whereabouts. Hansken does turn with the combo. But will slowly get life drained down by MNT. They get the kill onto the support Tiny, but the rest of the side are out.
Can they turn this into anything? Meta's not up, but they have Pugna who can always spam the waves in. They're actually thinking that Chessie might be doing the Roshan. But he's showing mid now.
Yeah, not quite into the pit, but he is sort of prepping. He has the wolf.
Yep.
So with that extra damage, or it can certainly be an appeal.
Yeah, Wolf, Medallion.
Yeah.
Definitely can always go for that. That's usually one of the goals is Visage early on if you can sneak in there.
So Vega do certainly have to be prepared around that area.
So they know that there's a ward here placed for sure because he's had the sentry down. Arrow will get the quick D ward. Doesn't actually kill the sentry though. That was hit once by Tiny. Hansken did hit it.
Just tagging up now, Chessie. Looking for that Hood of Defiance. So they can have that extra resistance against this high amount of magical spam.
Madara's farming in a bit of a risky spot right now. He has his triangle available to him, and he has meta, so I'd like to see him farm this triangle right now. You have to watch out for some invasion plays that don't actually have any wards on there. He might feel a little concerned now. The map is very, very dark. He doesn't see any heroes, so yeah, he's playing a bit defensively. As bounty runes do spawn.
Now they get the 2 for 2.
But you got to be boosting your farm. It's all about, like, if you're Tower Blade, you're thinking about your game. The rest of the team, they have to go be making the plays. TB, just farm. Farm those ancients as much as possible. You don't really have any tier 1s that you can pressure safely. Top tower, your team's already up there, so they'll be able to pressure it. As TFT well, makes their way down to that last tier 1. Making just some slight better movements around the map than Vega at the moment. Vega not able to find anything successful with this axe just yet. With this blink dagger. They do see Hansken now trying to defend the tower. They could try to look for this one.
I've got the call up top, Kezu. Jumping in onto Hansken. Hansken does get the crepified life drain coming in. It will look for the toss back. Still alive for now. Another blast comes in. He's making them work for it, Hansken. But does finally die. Heal bombs there from Pex, so with the Shadow Wave, they get the kill. Same time, mid lane Madara pushing in with the Metamorphosis.
The bottom tier 2 is dropping too.
And the duet diffusal now finished on Frost, so he can turn up to the fights and be quite a force. Just continuing to make these trades, keep the game even, with this tower going down. As you can see, gold-wise is pretty much neck and neck.
PL's farming more. Much more than the TB. I mean, they're even in net worth, but he was lower. So he's just been constantly focusing on his game. He's just like, alright, I'm hitting creeps. Madara focusing a little bit more on hitting those towers, but it is slowing down his increase in net worth by a bit, as they will claim one bird. Nope. Using that hotkey, of course, as the Visage, as you see on his hero. Dropping them during that axe call. So it's something we do have to watch out for, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if your X called on the Visage Birds, as you can always be sure to use your hero to drop them. Thank you for teaching me that, Owen, in the qualifiers.
Well, as I said, we knew that one. It's if he gets called at the same time as the birds.
Too. Yeah,
he can still
he can
drop
also
the birds.
still drop them too, yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if he himself is taunted.
Yep. So rush time. Vega.
And Vega you can tell that they were sort of prepared for this earlier. I just wonder if they're going to be prepared again. Yeah, they check it out with the dazzle. So they know what's up.
They're not in position for this.
I mean, can Kezi not go for a YOLO jump in? Doesn't look like he wants to. He's going to back off. He's going to let them take it. That's Aegis on Frost. So now this Pierre with the fresh, he picked up Diffusal. He's got an Aegis. He is pretty scary to try and tackle in these fights.
They're tanky now, though, on the side of Vega with the Crimson Guard, but he didn't opt for going for the Glade Mail to get kills. He just wants to tank up for his team. Just more all about the fight rather than about the pick-off.
And full pipe.
Yeah. Pipe versus Pugna and Zeus. The Dream. And did I see that right? Is that a Vanguard?
I was going to say, going back for the Vanguard.
So he wants some raw HP, I guess,
I mean,
to survive,
I guess against the meta, it's something, but...
That's a bit strange. Like, usually if you're seeing, like, these Zeuses and Pugnas, you see the people go hood, right? The hood on the PL.
Yeah, I feel like that would absolutely save much more damage than a Vanguard this game.
Yeah.
I guess the appeal of the raw HP is nice against the pure spins of an axe.
Mm-hmm. I guess maybe just slow HP.
And eventually, he does want to get the Abyssal.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't finish it. I mean, we'll say. Maybe he just gets the Vitality booster, which is good too.
Could be as well, yeah.
As we've had quite a slowdown. 4-7 at the 18-minute.
Yeah, this is one of the slowest games that we've seen in terms of kills.
Mm-hmm. It's the curse. Do they have anyone get close enough? They have the Centaur and the birds.
Yeah, they got him.
Very nice. Era's been doing that a bunch, at least, especially in this series, but all throughout the tournament when he's playing.
I mean, he's been getting the Winter's Curse a lot. So the Winter Wyvern a lot. I mean, they do first pick it, and I feel like most of the games where people do not ban it. And I wonder if that's the way to go, because Era, he seems, super confident on the 5, being sort of still a bit of a new role for him. But on his Winter Wyvern, it's very solid Wyvern play that he's been getting to show us.
Yeah, it's not like he gets these 5-man curses. He just gets curses, and he knows how he's doing. He's like, game pace is slow,
and he plays the lane really nice as well.
Yeah,
with the way he sort of abuses people out of it.
Definitely.
But yeah, so he does finish the Vanguard.
Okay, so it's just about raw HP then.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's a good amount of regen. We see there with the pipe and helmet, where he's got sort of about 20 HP regen when Chessie stands by his side.
Yeah,
that's a decent amount. That's sort of, it's like a poor man's heart to ask regen,
I mean, I don't really mind it, honestly.
Keeps the push going.
If he can survive the initial burst and just gets a doppel off, they can reset. Yeah.
I mean, they're pushing the high ground.
They have a Visage, right? This is what they want to be doing as early as possible.
Well, tries to jump in, only ends up catching some of the illusions, so that's going to mean his mana's just pretty much gone on the axe. Another Lance being thrown in, so Kezu, he's got to sort of go and refuel on the mana front if he wants to make a Blink Call play again. And that's the tier 3 tower taken. This is the worry when you're defending
Madara
against a Visage.
They were going for a split push play of their own.
Oh, it doesn't quite catch Madara. It does get MNT though. As Madara gets, if that Avalanche caught the two of them.
So close.
With Frost there, they could certainly got both of them as a Jonathan fan. Trying to fight back as Dendi and Pexu have a bit of a poke at him. I mean, they're taking shines. This was a game where Vega Squadron looked to have a solid sort of I've given sort of a solid 8-minute opening.
They had a good laning, very good laning phase. They got the ideal lanes they wanted. They had a 5k gold advantage, but then that whole top scenario happened, right? Zeus died, Axe died after he got the Blink Dagger too, and now they're kind of just on. They're on these split pushing plays. They're not actually looking to take any fights.
And I feel like for Kezu, sure, he played the lane correctly. He made the pulls and such. But he was at the top, and he was really at the top. He was miles ahead. He got in fantastic timing on the Blink Dagger and the Vanguard. But then what did he really do with it?
He's gone full defensive instead of playing, like, when you're ahead, you want to be able to assert your dominance, right?
Like he didn't do. It feels like he didn't do anything with the advantage that he had.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like that.
As now he's starting to taper back off. He's halfway down the board. Sort of that power spike that he had at the start, he just wasn't able to use against a team that were behind him.
Mm-hmm. And now with all these timings too, they get since they've got that Aegis and they go for this Vanguard, they're looking to keep these plays. Look, it's a 1600 HP PL. they're feeling very confident if they're grouped up as a unit versus Vega's
they
lineup.
should do now, TFT. They know that they've really got this game now.
And they're
Back on
gonna
their
look for
shoulders.
Rax pressure.
Why not? They went for a tier 3 last time. They didn't get punished at all.
How long do they have on it? Oh, the toss.
Oh, the slow
look
from
at it.
Hanskin.
They've got Glyph available on Vega.
Kazu trying to make these jumps, but he's not catching any heroes each time he goes for it. They forced the Glyph out. Chessie still standing strong with that pipe. I mean, they're literally taking the Rex.
Crimson Guard's gonna hold it for a
It
second.
does proc a
Darius
decent
flip
amount. And Kazu does get a good call this time, but he gets sent up in the air. Thunder God's Wrath comes out, they'll burst the Aegis. Crimson Guard certainly helping to keep those melee racks alive. And indeed down bottom.
Arrow
They'll lose the Wyvern. They've got a TP back. Who are they sending back first? They're sending back Chessie. As Hanskin does get caught out. Vega they will hold. They get 2 kills across the map, and they will push the final tribe away from the melee racks. The Crimson Guard, it really did make all the difference there. That was definitely a dead Rax without that Crimson.
He waited for them to fully focus on it, so that's a good thing, right? So Crimson Guard's great versus Visage
Yeah.
PL.
Just,
But I want him to hunt more. I want him to get that killer instinct.
yeah, for sure, because as we see at the moment, this is going to be the case, you know, that they push it back. But are they actually able to get out on the map and do something with this opportunity? It's hard, you know. Matter, he used his metamorphosis for that attempt to push down bottom, which, you know, did work. He got the tier 3, opens up the bottom lane, forces TPs back. But now in sort of this time where maybe they want to try and get out and find something, they don't have the potency of the Terrorblade. But so they do have lots of other bursts. If Kezu's able to get around the map with just the Pugner, you know, you get a call, you get those pure damage spins out, then you follow up with the blast and magical of the Pugner, and ideally a Thunder God's Wrath from Denny. You've got a good chance of killing people.
That is true.
Globally.
Now I mean that's probably the reasoning, right? He didn't go like the Blade Mail and try to play this aggressive style and just going for kill setup, because he's probably like, I don't need it in this game, like in his head, because he has the Pugna Zeus. He has all this damage that can come in from them. So yeah, that's very good.
Lara
Ooh, gets vision of them.
does have a Winter's Curse, but I mean obviously neither of these heroes really that scary once they're hitting each other. They don't really do the right click job.
Nope.
Oh, he started to TP but cancelled it, Era.
He has his team coming over. MNT.
Oh.
He's got a sentry.
And they'll see him. My goodness. That damage once the debuffs on him from Chessie's Visage.
Pugna low armor.
Frost, of course, after the Vanguard going back
Dire's
for that
bottom shrine is under
Manta
attack.
start.
Yeah.
Still a 2k lead for TFT and still not a lot of kills. 7 for 9. Coming up to 25 minutes.
How's our win percentage looking? Still has Dire listed. 62%.
Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
Madara is catching up incredibly well. He's already top of that net worth. Has BKB Manta now. He can get involved in the team fights with his buds. And they've got the weave to work with too, so the front line of TFT can be a bit weakened. That's actually probably also why he went for that Vanguard, right? Their front line, he is their front line as the PL. With that Visage. They all kind of want to just be paired around each other, not stacking versus the Axe, but so Vega they're trying to just prolong this one, not let the TFT draft break the high ground too much, as they can farm with their Terrorblade. So next big appeal, of course, is going to be that Roshan. Aegis and Cheese, it's similar timing as the last game. They've got a Visage strategy. Aegis Cheese is when you want to look to break. And we'll almost have that full Aghanims with that level 18 on Visage. So a critical mass period for Chessie is going to be coming up very soon.
Yeah, do we normally see that? Sorry.
The double soul assumption?
Yeah.
I've seen it. I mean, I feel like he felt like he was getting enough. Adds a little bit more damage too versus the TB, the illusions. You can easily throw out these double soul assumptions to bring them down.
Yeah.
Sometimes those experienced talents can kind of be like.
Because I mean, 40% is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what. Is it the highest in the game?
No, Warlock has 60%.
Who gets 60%?
Warlock, it's
60%.
It is a 60%.
What level's that at?
I think it's at 15.
Ah, okay. 60%.
Yeah, it's like Tusk has the highest at the lowest.
Why does no one play Warlock?
Because
I mean, literally. I guess.
You had that one guy that was a level 25 Warlock in your
We
game.
did. We had a pub
Bulldog.
game with level 24.
Level 24.
He had 900 games on Warlock. 900 games on Warcraft.
Crazy.
I mean, won the game, so, you know, he must, you know, he knew what he was doing.
So my one concern for Vega is that they're not really able to get any other farm on the map besides their Terrorblade. So he's farming great, but the other two are starting to get dropped behind. M&T is farming a lot on the Pugna, but
There's a team, they're falling behind. They've got, I mean, I don't know why they didn't do this like 10 minutes ago.
makes them smoke.
Smoking up, getting some action going across the map.
Yep.
Because now they're doing it into a lineup that has their items. You know, Chessie's just picked up a full Aghanims. It's done. Because they get a jump.
Find Jonas.
Find Jonas. And they've got him. Okay, they get the Necrophos out.
Is under attack.
See what else they can do.
Get some wards around the Roche area. Probably the best thing that they could do in the next few minutes. Keep their lanes pushed in and get wards around Roche to be able to contest it. It is spawned now. Check the area as well with Dendi. Just blast the floor a little bit so you can make sure. They already have sentries actually placed everywhere, but yeah. Solidify vision around that Roche pit so you can take that next engagement because they have everything. They have all their tools available. The only thing that's missing is that Zeus ult for the vision. They have some time where they can play a little bit more aggressively. Their bottom lane is pushed in heavily. Mid lane also pushed. Top will be pushed soon by those creeps as well.
Right, Chessie, that was nearly able to get the catch onto MNT, but MNT able to sneak away just outside of range.
At least they used their time, right? They made that smoke play, they got a kill, and then they tried to assert their map dominance by dewarding. But now, they've moved away from the pit.
They pushed them
the
away.
one goal was make sure you stay near the pit. You're playing versus this Visage with Aghanims. You have to be able to contest this Roshan.
I mean, they've got to go now.
Yeah.
And they will smoke, they will start to head over, but...
Arcane Rune on Dendi too, but this Roche is dropping fast.
It is. Hanskin's already in position to make the jump outside the pit. Jonas and Fan's going to head out, get the vision to make sure that they're sort of blocked off. There's the jump. Keji gets the call onto one, but Roshan's already gone, and Aegis is already there on Frost. Chessie does fall as they've lost the Visage. There's Winter's Curse coming out and down onto the Dazzle. Pexu getting beaten down by his teammates. They've lost Pexu, and now Frost, he can look for a bit of a cleanup. Jumps up towards the top, trying to get onto Madara, but there's the call. They've locked down the PL. Cold Embrace is there, though, keeping Frost alive. The side comes down and cuts down Kezu despite the life drain heal from MNC. It's not enough to keep him above the threshold. They lose the axe. Frost gets taken down once, but now he's back for round two. Dendi has the glimmer. The dust is there, though, from Hanskin as he comes back in. Grants the vision needed for Frost to finish off Dendi. They take the Roche and they take the team fight.
I actually love that curse by Era there. They were getting like the focus fire, but he curses so that they can be like, all right, focus the Nether Ward, get your priorities. I really like that play there by this Wyvern. Allows them to kind of just like turn this fight that looked like might not go their favor because Dendi was just sitting in the backline with an Arcane Rune. You see he did 5,500 damage in that team fight, but they were able to reset it because of that curse, get on top of the heroes that they needed to.
Oh!
Era?
Oh! He's dead. Hey, MNC!
Sneaky.
Surprise.
Do they have TPs available?
No TP on the PL. But
They've got enough to be back. Yeah. Just here. That was a nice play. So they claim the Aegis. TFT also, as soon as they were finishing the rush, you see how they walked out of the pit too? I like this play. Like Jonas he kind of puts himself in a weird spot, but he's like, I need to do this so we can make sure to guarantee that rush. Madara has to commit everything onto Chessie there. And this curse. It just like breaks all the action that was happening in the fight, allowing them to get this control. Also, we see Madara get stunned by the Centaur creep, and they lose their big momentum that was starting to build up in that fight. Can't believe Jonas lives when he walks out like that too. He just walks out, Hansen gets a nice double stun. That was risky, but ends up working in their favor.
This PL getting bigger and bigger. Frost. Still on par with that Terrorblade.
And he's got the Basher now. So the Vanguard, you know, we're talking about how it's good for the raw HP, and you know, we were mentioning it can also be building Abyssal. Also, it's just great versus Terrorblade. Like having extra control, BKB piercing control too, gonna be very significant. Anytime you can control him. Now they have Curse and Abyssal to control him.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for Madara to find the Sunder opportunities now. With so many things that really could catch him off.
So many little minions too, like the Centaur creep, plus the triple birds. He can just get controlled for sure by the side of TFT. There's Kazu. He is the one who got the cheese. I was wondering where that cheese did go, so Kezu was the one who claimed it.
Didn't get the call onto Chessie though. And now the counterplay comes in. Hansken jumps into the combo. He's been kept alive by the backup. Madara moves in with the Metamorphosis and the BKB here. Trying to make a fight happen as the Terrorblade, but they're not going to find a target. So they can keep their distance. TFT, wait out the Crimson Guard. Wait out the Meta. Wait out the BKB. So they don't find anything there.
Did they kill all the birds there? How many birds are available? I think they did. So 2 seconds until those birds are back. And uses them right away. But now TFT, they could absolutely look for a fight here. They know Meta's going to be down. They know the BKB's on cooldown too. Kezu.
Kezu missing the call.
Hansken.
He knows he can get out. There's no other disable from Kezu. They really need Kezu to find these catches, especially in the team fights. As we already talked about, you know, so the lack of disable overall, he has to get the call to really just sort of allow the opportunity for Madara to hit his opponents. Otherwise, TFT are going to be able to just kite them every single time.
Yep. He is literally the only stunt they have in their draft, so it's a lot of weight on Kezu to get that catch. So, the push. They know Meta's down. They can definitely look forward to push here. And the Thunder God's Wrath was also used, so they want to try to claim an advantage while the cooldown is there.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
But the creep waves.
Now, they've got to wait a bit till it comes back. Kezu making sure he's close by to the racks, ready to pop the Crimson Guard.
And Vega's making sure that every time they do see TFT, Final Tribe set up for that push, they immediately go bottom with both the Pugna as well as that Terrorblade.
And the Aghanims is now done on Dendi.
Okay, that's... Alright, the Nimbus. I mean, Slacks was raving about the Nimbus in this game. Could Slacks be right?
Radiant are scared.
Is that the key to success?
Using at the moment to just keep these side lanes shoved in.
Radiant's top
Don't let
tower
TFT
is
hit your
under
base
attack.
while Meta's down. Meta's back up in 20 seconds, so now they're going to look for their own pick-off here when TFT is split up dealing with those side lanes.
Let's see what they can do. Invis on Kezu. This could allow him to close the gap that little bit more. So over they go. Jump from Kezu. He's found the Visage. Straight away they're on top of Chessie. Chessie needs help. He's not going to get it. Chessie's gone.
Curse.
Oh, I try to come back in still after the sort of the use of the curse, but can they chase this? Madara gets himself away from the familiars. The buyback from Chessie is not going to set up anything good for them straight away. So Vega, a big kill and a big buyback forced out.
Great Glimmer play there coming in too, making sure to protect Madara. As TFT, they were not prepared for that one at all. And Vega had the high ground.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Now that would be a tribute.
Still maintaining that lead, TFT. As Vega Squadron will need to find a tower or high ground push really to get the advantage back going their way. It's still TFT in the more solid spot.
They both have great ways to just keep these lanes pushed out though, so we will be seeing a lot of lane manipulation, lane pushing coming out from either the Nimbuses, the illusions from the PLs, the Visage Birds, a Wyvern either nuking them. Lots of different ways to force it in. MNT too, of course, with the Pugna constantly blasting and pushing. As now they're forcing some reaction back. And Frost just wants to farm. Wants his heart. And they are definitely getting more farm on the map, it does seem like, for a TFT. They was down to that 4k gold lead up for one moment when they got the pick off, but now all the way back up to 7. As like we were saying, the 3 cores on the side of TFT are farming, while in Vega it's still majority on that Terrorblade. Do they have any 4 stabs on TFT?
Oh, I don't think so this game, no.
Yeah, they have one.
Oh, sorry, Hansken.
Hansken does have one.
But just the one, yeah.
Having this force is pretty important, just so they can at least try to push Visage away after the call. Like we said, there's only one real big form of lockdown on Vega, so any ways that they can try to save him is really important. We also see, I think it was Hansken going for a Yule Scepter too, so Yules versus Axe. We've seen that a million times, just being able to protect whoever gets called, at least from some of the damage that will be coming out.
Do you think this is an okay game to go for the double Shivas? Because at the moment, Jonas and fans just pick one up, and Chessie's starting to build one as well.
Maybe.
Oh, well, could Chessie
Maybe
not
you could
go for the
for
AC?
Yeah. I think you could. You could argue for it. Chivas is just so valuable on both of these heroes, but AC, you don't want to stack, of course. So I think AC on this and Chivas on the other one's fine. Might just double up anyway, though.
As Vega on the aggressive hunt again. Coming over to this triangle, seeing who they can find. They need Kezu to be the man to make the jump.
They're going in trying to make sure that they can have the high ground when they make those moves.
So full heart on Frost. PL certainly an issue. Kezu does not grab Frost at the start of the fight. Frost can certainly sort of ignore him, jump past, get rid of the others.
He can wreak havoc in the back lines, but having this cheese too, like from the earlier Roche, the fact that they were able to get it. Now Madara has a cheese.
And the full butterfly.
Yeah,
He's hard to kill. Roshan is up again, so this is where it is about to kick back off.
All about like the wraparound plays now for this Roche. We've seen so many times teams try to make the play and then you just get wrapped on. You have to be aware of this. Get your wards and sentries up on those high grounds.
Double damage.
As Vega.
Camping those high grounds.
Really
Birds now. Whoa.
He lost, what, two of those?
Two of those are down. And a quick blink call.
He does find Chessie. There are heals coming out in response. Winter's go. Onto Dendi. Kills the Zeus straight away. Reaper Cypher's down onto Kezu. They're trying to finish off the axe. He's been great. There'll be a buyback from Dendi. Kezu. He's very low and will finally die. They get themselves 2 kills, 3 kills. Jonas and Fan still kept alive by the cold embrace. Hanskin comes back in with a toss onto Madara, but Madara with the remainder of that double damage rune absolutely hammering into the side. As Jonas and Fan will try for TP out, does make it back. Both teams, they're using buybacks. 2 from the side of Vega. Dendi and Kezu brought back for that fight. Just the one from TFT.
Uh-oh. Hanskin. He wants back in.
Ayo.
He just bought back.
Wait, what was he doing there? The rest of the team were nowhere near the fight. What? Oh, it would have been an okay fight, really, for Vega, for TFT. Hanskin didn't just walk in, because now with just the 3 of them, they're probably unable to contest Roche. So Vega, they should be able to get this. It's not going to be super quick without the meta.
It's too hard for TFT to contest this without any Visage birds or anything. That was a great play by Kezu getting the jump. They killed the first 2 birds initially. Chessie resummons and immediately Kezu gets the initiation. Arrow with a great curse follow-up to kill the Zeus right in the beginning of the fight, which negates a lot of the damage, but there was a DD Terrorblade standing in the midst of everybody.
Oh, and there we go. That's why Aegis Cheese and Refresher Shot. He's going to take the Refresher Shot. Looks like it went the way of...
Probably give it a Zeus.
Yeah, done. He's got it. Ready for those double ults and Frost. Finds himself a partner. And then see out alone down the bottom. They'll use the Thunder God's Wrath to scout out what's going on. He sees Era. Dendi is going to come hunting, but Era should be fine with that Blink TP. And indeed he is. Kezu tries to close the gap with the Blink. He's far enough away. Frost just trying to find his levels. He's level 24, wants to get that 25 on before the next fight.
Yep, 25 and get that next big item if he goes for either MKB or if he goes for his own butterfly.
Is this a game for the doppel cooldown or a game for the damage?
Always the doppel cooldown.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Especially versus...
I feel like some PLs still do take the crit.
Not versus TB.
No, I guess
you have to be able to purge the reflection. And they have like this matching cooldown, right? Like it's 6 seconds and, well, not matching because doppel is also much lower, but you can always be sure to remove the reflection illusion with your doppelganger. You have to get this talent, and it will be the MKB. So he's trying to solve the solution, solve the problem that they have of the Terrorblade right now, because Terrorblade is reigning supreme.
He's pretty unkillable.
Yeah.
He is pretty unkillable at the moment. I mean, Madara, he's literally not died this game. 7-0-4 on the Terrorblade. We've seen Matter have some games where he's made sort of questionable moves, thrown away his life. This isn't one of them. He's kept it cool, he's kept the farm up, and he's being that strong, reliable carry that Vega Squadron need this game. As Matter of Lincoln's as well. So
protect first that
very hard to kill.
Yeah. Protect first Reaper Scythe, try to block the Winter's Curse during his BKB as well. Or even the Abyssal. I mean, 3 different great things that you can block with that Lincoln's while he has BKB active.
Nearly a full heart on some fans' Necro.
Yeah, he's still taking up a lot in the fights, right? He did the majority amount of the damage in the last engagement for TFT, so he's just trying to survive, let that Heartstopper do its work. So he can wait for that perfect opportunity to get the Reaper. And as we do see, of course, I pointed out a few times, so Dendi has that Arcane Rune in the bottle with the Refresher Shard, so next fight could look real good for Vega as they're continuing this map control, and a DD even spawns bottom. So when you keep this map control, we'd say time and time again, after 40 minutes becomes even more important because of those double runes. You'll always be getting those DDs, Arcanes. So Arcane Rune Zeus, DD Terrorblade. That is the absolute
you gotta
dream.
go with this. This is absolutely the best time for Vega Squadron.
So whose buybacks are still on cooldown? They've got the majority on the Radiant lineup. Only missing their tiny buyback. So initiation.
They're going to jump onto Jonas and Fan. Jonas and Fan being focused. He needs help. He needs it quick. There's going to be a cold embrace. But Chessie's been focused down by Madara as they move in with the BKB meta. He'll keep the distance. Chessie's still alive for now. Jonas and Fan gets the Ghost Shroud out and will be able to back off. Madara's still going to work with the double damage and the meta. The fortification wears out. They've claimed the rain tracks. Can TFT jump in? Hanskin tries to go for a quick combo onto Madara, but now Madara turns with the Sunder, punching into Hanskin, a cold embrace. Keeps Hanskin safe once again. Just a constant doppelganger being used to build up these illusions, start to take away the mana of Vega. Frosty's heading in. Once again on top of Jet, Dandy straight over the corners there. The batches are coming out onto Kezu. Cold embrace keeps Frost alive. Jonas Saban heads in with the Reaper sight down on Madara. Madara is still alive thanks to the Shallow Grave. Finally falls once. He's lost the Aegis. Kezu decrepit as he's backing off. He'll fall. They've lost the axe. Can they kill Madara a second time? As TFT managing to take the Aegis out of the hands of Vega Squadron, getting the kill on Kezu as well, not actually losing anyone themselves. They'll lose the range rep, but TFT, none of them died to that, and that's quite impressive to say the least, as that was a very scary fight for them. An Arcane Rune Zeus, a double damage Terrorblade, only a range rack's lost.
They had great positioning in the fight, and Frosty just beelined it to Dendi. As soon as he saw an opportunity, they only have the Axe call, so as soon as Axe is running low on mana or Axe is getting poked at all, there's no way that they can actually stun or control this PL to just wreak havoc in those backlines.
An impressive fight in a situation where they could severely have been behind.
And they're so tanky.
Yeah, he's finished his heart.
Yeah, he got initiated on, but I don't believe that. I didn't see that he didn't double his Nimbus, right? I only saw one Nimbus come out.
I only saw the one Nimbus behind the racks when they were trying to make a move onto Chassis.
Yeah, because I saw he did double Thunder God's Wrath, but I didn't see double Nimbus in the fight. He played it afterwards, after the cooldown came back up with the Arcane Rune.
This mid lane push is coming through. I mean, there's no Kezu Axe for 25 seconds. I mean, no Crimson Guard, no Initiator.
No disables, besides that Axe. As the constant doppel battle versus the reflection battle keeps going, they will claim this mid.
They've got their Axe. Can they get anything more? There's 10 seconds until Axe is back up, so looks like TFT will respect that. Bit of an attempt of a chase onto Frost, but without the Axe, how do you catch the PL? You don't. I mean, he's trying to get him with a reflection, but Doppel's going to be there. They can keep chasing, but you're never going to close the gap onto his level 25 PL.
Pop it to so they can try to continue chasing.
They can get Jesse.
He's a bit slow.
Has he got any help by his side? I don't think they may just have to let Jesse go. Kezu's back in. There's the call and there's the catch. Well, as soon as they got the Axe in, they can make those plays.
Yep.
Chessie does not have buyback. 25's been hit across the board now. Madara does have the minus 35 second Sunder cooldown.
He just got it back. He just got it back.
Okay, buyback's just come back.
Yeah, yeah. Have to watch out how they bail, how they disengage when they come back.
And do they want to throw in a defense for this bottom, or they just let it go? Looks like they're just letting it go. So they get the melee Rex Vega. They are now even in terms of base status. One set of Rex down on each side. Jonas Saban starts to lead in for the hold. Kezu tries to make the jump and it will force out the buyback from Chessie. Chessie's back in.
They have to make something happen off this. They don't want this just to be a buyback for nothing.
I think that it might just have to be though.
Yeah.
As Vega Squadron immediately retreating after the buyback has been poked out.
Runes aplenty. Haste rune bottom. Arcane rune top again. So much. It's still the pressure is a lot on Kezu to get those successful calls. He has to be careful because he can just get mana burned as well in the fights. And yeah, as we see Era, he's going for a Deeps build. He's got an Orchid. He's going for a Bloodthorn, Oren.
I mean, Bloodthorn, Winter's Curse is going to be a dead hero.
Yeah, definitely.
And,
it also helps
the
them-
Solar Crest as well, of course.
Also helps him deal with the butterfly, right? So
Yes.
once the
Yeah.
Terrablade's
Yeah.
BKB is gone, he can actually, if he's able to break the Lincolns and then maybe get a Bloodthorn, they can at least pierce through for that true strike. And an MKB now finisher PL. So they're getting the items to try to deal with that butterfly.
Frost is, I think, about a few hundred gold away from having the MKB and buyback.
Yeah.
So wanting to play it safe in this situation is, even though they are a side that has held the lead for the most part this game, they definitely could still lose this game. It's a stacked Terrorblade. No matter is absolutely huge. One sort of bad fight without buybacks from TFT, and this Terrorblade, he's closing up the game for Vega Squadron.
So lots of those level 25s coming out, as we see 3.1%. So when you have this heart build and you can actually survive throughout the majority of the fight, it doesn't look like you're doing that much damage on Necrophos, but you're doing
yeah, you look
probably
at the
the most
scoreboard,
in
you
the
look at the
fight.
damage he's done during this game with the Heartstopper. It's crazy amount of numbers.
Takes the poison touch DPS over movement speed.
Okay.
The move speed one's so hard to turn down. It's 50 move speed. And Dendi really needing that level 25, the extra damage they get out of it. Quite close. And one of the big things that we haven't been able to really point out, because so much chaos in the fights, of course, is the weave. That's one that always can kind of turn the tides. It has like that invisible impact, but it always will show which the real PL is. Even if he's doppling, you can't remove it. So you do see that little weave symbol on top of him. And can really turn the tides when it is just a Terrorblade versus PL, the matchup that we love. And he did switch.
Oh, no, yeah,
He
I
went for
think
the ace.
that's absolutely
definitely the right
best move.
choice.
Yeah, you don't want to keep his guards. We
Sometimes it can be-
do see teams sometimes do it against
First the PL.
illusion heroes.
Yeah, versus illusions sometimes, but
Yeah.
it'll help out his whole team as well. Just that slight little armor aura. Sure, when the reflection. Oh, good call.
Does get the catch onto Frost. He's got the doppel though, enough to sort of. Oh, okay. Turns. But then he's got the back of him. Madar's got another double damage rune. So Frost, he has to get the heck out of that. He's right.
Weave too.
He will escape. I mean, that's the meta used. That is the meta used. Roshan is going to be soon
About
up.
to spawn.
So Roshan's going to be up whilst there's a little timing left for the meta. If they go straight to the pit, they'll be okay. But other than that, they aren't going to have meta up to contest Roshan if they don't go to it now.
They're not healthy on mana either. Dendi
Yeah.
was like completely He has to back out. Kezu is halfway on mana.
So that's sort of forced play there. I mean, as we're seeing, it's just so hard for them to kill Frost. You know, unless Frost overcommits himself, he's always going to have the chance to escape. If he wants to back, he can absolutely back. It's just it's an axe call,
And that's it.
and that's it. Axe call. It's sure if they get the axe call with the metamorphosis and double damage TB, they probably can get him. They probably have the damage to kill the PL in time, but it's so hard.
Yeah, very difficult. They tried everything there too. He called him and then he force staffed him. He force staffed the PL closer to his team, but even then, yeah, just still no follow-up lockdown. They probably need to get. I mean, they need a hex on at least on somebody soon. I think MNT could be the one to buy it. I think he should definitely go for hex instead of a Yule Scepter in this game.
I think Yules at this stage is a little too late to really offer as much. You need that that big play item that closes the game.
Arcane Rune PL, 2.8 second cooldown on top.
Kezu.
Rax the Roche.
He does get the call outside of the pit. Frost starting to jump in as well, looking to push Vega away from Roshan. He'll take out the Netherworld, or at least try to. Decrepify is going to be there from MNT, keeping the wall alive for a little bit longer. But just sending these illusions out, forcing Vega away, and making it very hard for Vega to get past this army of illusions and into the pit. Kezu jumps in, does get the call. They've got the control. Do they have the damage? Frost falling low, but the Dogboy gang is out. Roshan's still alive. He's back, and he really wants to finish off this race. Get a big contest. Can he do it? Get the kill? He gets the Aegis. The Reaper sides down, but he lost Jonas and Van Hansken. He's going to fall as well. There's the second line from Frost. There's going to be a 5-up from Jonas and Van. They need to find the cleanup now, TFT. Eon Disc is going to be popped on Dendi. Kezu gets another call onto Frost, but he's got the heart. He's got a lot of damage. The bash comes out. It's Kezu. He's going to be set up in the Amadar. Gets the Sunder off. Back up to full, but Frost, he's falling low. He's been frozen. The cold embrace is there from Era, keeping Frost alive for now. Back towards the river. They're chasing Jonas and Van. The Battle Hunger ticking him down. Jonas and Van will fall. That's a dieback on him. It's a dieback on Hansken. 2 down. Chelsea dead as well. They've lost 3 of that buyback. It's all up to Frost now, but I don't think he can do it. The reflection is building up on him. There's a lot of illusions. Frost, can he really hold this game on? He gets the call. The control onto Dendi with that bash. Dendi still alive. Frost, he's trying to jump around. He's still alive. He heads over to Dendi.
Oh my God.
He wants to get Dendi, but he's out of mana. He is dead. He does have buyback. And killing Dandy means there's just 3 alive for the push. But it's the big ones. Does the Terrorblade have meta? Did he use it in that fight, the TB?
I think he used it at the end. Oh no, he didn't.
No,
actually use it
he
at the
didn't
end there.
use meta. He's got it ready for the push. They've got to try and defend with just 2 of them now. Then he buys back. He knows this is a great chance to go. Look at that though. Look at Arrow.
Yep, he's got it.
He's got Refresher Shard. He's got
Bloodthorn.
Bloodthorn. Refresher Shard and Bloodthorn.
Could he kill Madara?
What can he do here? He's got to be careful.
Making the Lincolns.
If Keshi gets the call onto the wire, then he can do it all the way to Keshi. He's going to go for the call. Then needs that big play. Winter's Curse. Bloodborne. Isn't enough. No. Replicate. MNT. He's got the counter. But that was just one instance. He's going to have the Refresher Shard. He's going to have it available again. They're going for the game. Frost and Arrow. They've got to do something big. They've got the Refresher Shard. He's got another Winter's Curse to use to buy time to maybe keep this game going. Frost jumps in. Oh, no! Illusion! Oh, he cursed an illusion! Oh, he messed up! Arrow messed up, and with the call there on Frost, that's going to be GG.
Oh my god.
That's got to be GG.
Yep, definitely. They will just tank up so much. These fights prolong it for such a long duration that Dendi in the backline's doing an incredible amount of damage, and Madara. I mean, the majority of Vega just survived forever in that fight.
Oh, and as Winter's Curse, maybe there would have been enough time to hold off the game, but as it was, they do. At Vega Squadron, they win game 2.